Hi, I'm Satyendra, your IELTS trainer, and we are still in the reading module where we are looking at the second type, or let's say the second kind of question, which is true, false, and not given, which is true, false, and not given, and yes, no, and not given. They're similar but not the same, but we're going to talk both in the one go and we can solve them together. Now, let me tell you what happens in true, false, not given. What you're supposed to get is you'll be getting a statement, right? And you have to match this statement or confirm it according to the passage, right? So I write here something and I have a passage which has a lot of paragraphs in it. I check if this sentence is matching with any of these passages or any information we have, right? So let me just tell you one more thing. Most people have misconceptions that if I write true, false, not given, or if I write yes, no, not given, it's one and the same. No, it's not one and the same. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make. If the question says that clearly it's true, false, and not given, you're supposed to write this one. If the question says yes, no, and not given, you're supposed to write this one. Don't worry. If you don't understand the question, don't worry about it. We'll still explain more. But when I say in the question itself, in the instructions, they'll mention if it is this type or that type. Now, what's the difference? More difference, detailed difference, so that you don't forget it. When the paragraph or the passage is about a fact, they always use this one. When the passage is about an opinion, they talk about yes, no, not given. Let's understand it using a sentence. Sun rises in the east. If I ask you, will I say, is it yes, no, or will I say, is it true? Of course, I'll say, is it true? Because it's a fact. And if I ask you, are you hungry? Or let's say, what do you think about it? You say this way, that way. This is your opinion. I'll say yes or no. You get my point? For facts and figures, we say true or false. For opinions, we say yes or no. That's the only difference we have in this kind of question. So the paragraphs will change rather than anything else. These paragraphs will be fact-based paragraphs, and the paragraphs for yes, no, not given will be opinion-based paragraphs. So one writer may be guessing this might have happened or that might have happened. In that case, you will have a yes, no, not given. You cannot interchange the answers in the answer sheet. Instead of true, false, you cannot write yes, no, not given. I have seen plenty of people doing it, and they do get reduction for this and say, why didn't I get in reading 7 or 7.5 or 8 even? The reason is you made mistake in 7 questions, which are true or false, not given. And guess what? Done. It's gone. Yeah. So, and one more thing, similar mistakes people make is never write in short. They write like this, TFNG. Come on, you have enough time to write the answers in the answer sheet. You gotta write full. It takes like microseconds, almost like 1 second to write true. It doesn't take long, see, instead of this. Same thing goes for yes, no, not given. I suggest you write full rather than this. So this is wrong, this is right. This is right, and this is wrong. Okay, please write full, never write in short. Now, this is how the instructions look like. Do the following statements agree with the information given? You see this word, agree with the information given in reading passage 1, 2, whatever the number is, it depends on the exam, but this is how it goes. In boxes 1, 2, 3 on your answer sheet, write this. So these are number of questions. 1 to 3, 11 to 15, whatever it is, you'll provide you. True if the statement agrees with the information. Okay. False if the statement contradicts with the information. Not given if there's no information on this. Now, I think you can understand even better now. If you find the sentence, well and good. Now we have 2 conditions. I think you know what flowchart is. So first, look for information. If you found the information, we have 2 conditions, right? If found, yes and no. So no and yes. Let's say I found the information. Again, we have 2 conditions here again. That Does the statement agree with the information? Yes, then it is true. If the statement doesn't agree or contradicts, it's false. And here on the other side, did you find the information? No, I didn't. So it's not given. It sounds so simple, right? It's not. There are a lot of confusions that you will see what these confusions are. So with an example, these confusions will be cleared. What's gonna happen? Now look, we have 3 questions. Like I showed you this kind of question. I mean, in instructions. These are the questions. Okay. And now what your task is, just read the first question, which is here, and then match it with the information given on the other side, left side, right? So questions are on the right side, information on the left side. Your task is to match and provide answer as true, false, and not given. From day 1, keep practicing writing as true, false, and not given. Okay? So your task is to write answers for 1, 2, and 3, and you will not get more than, I would say, 4 minutes or 5 minutes, because I understand these question types can take longer, but still you shouldn't take more than 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so I'll stop the video and you can continue solving it looking at the screen. I hope you finished it on time. Time is an issue as always in reading type question. Reading module itself. So let's see the answers now. The answer for the first one, Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Marie Curie's Nobel Prize. False. Yeah, false. Marie Curie became interested in science when she was a child. Not given. Like this. And Marie Curie was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. True. See, I told you earlier in introduction that if question type is about a fact, they will definitely use true, false, not given. You see that? Marie Curie was a real person. She did something real. That's why it's a fact. You cannot base it on opinions. That's why it has true, false, not given rather than yes, no, not given. Okay. The next one is pointers. Yes. Now we have to see how to solve these questions. If you get them correct, well and good. Maybe you're lucky. Maybe you're right. Maybe you know how to solve this question. Maybe others don't. Or you need to see more examples. Pointers will be for all kind of questions of this type. Let's see the worst case scenario. Okay. Worst case scenario is you are left with 3 minutes and you're left with 7 questions of true, false, not given. I'm writing in short, never write in short, okay? Just to make you understand. What would you do? Would you want to be left with true, false, not given 7 question or 7 true fill in the blanks? If I was in the situation, I will definitely want to be left with true, false, not given in the last 3 minutes. What I mean by this is we don't have much time and we are left with which question type depends on us. Never do these kind of questions first. The reason for that is, let's say I have no time. What would I do? I can guess. We have true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given. I can choose any of the 3 and chances of getting correct is 33%. 33%. For all of them, the chance is 33%. You can see that. However, in the case of blanks or any other question type, chances are not possible at all. How would you guess a blank? So this is the blank. How would you guess it without knowing about it? So you're getting my point. Let's say I'm left with 7. What would I do is I will just write all of them true. What will I get is probably 2 correct. If I'm lucky, 3 out of 6 or 7. Here chances almost 0. No chance you will get any blank correct by guessing any word randomly. Here random guesses will get you 2 to 3 correct answers. True? You got my point what I mean by guessing? Now we gonna make it better than guessing. So let's say I'm left with 3 minutes and we have 7 questions. I'll try to solve 2 questions. And in the first one, we'll try to solve 2 questions. We have 3 minutes left and we have 7 total questions. Understand the situation, yeah? This is like a movie. And I tried solving first one and second one, and I am pretty sure that this is true and this one is false. Now what's left? Not given, right? So for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, I'll write all of them not given because chances are that at least 2 of them or 1 of them will be not given. Right? So you get my point what I mean by that this is better than guessing. This is like getting to the next level of guessing. That means you got 2 correct, definitely 1 or 2 correct again. So chances of out of 6, you will get 4 correct. This, remember, is the worst case scenario. We are not saying that you should do it in the exam, right? Don't get lazy. Yeah, be crazy. So let's see another method. I hope you understand the earlier one. That was tricky, right? This is also tricky. This is gonna help you to get things quicker or fast. The verb method, I feel, is to understand the verb method, you gotta understand the reason for wasting time. Very important information. Please pay attention here. This is gonna be helpful in any question type you have in reading to remember the question itself or any sentence, not just in IELTS or anything. in any language, if you want to remember a sentence, the verb method gonna be applicable. For now, we're gonna talk about IELTS perspective. Now, this is one of the few sentences we have seen earlier. Mary became interested in science when she was a child. Mary was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's final contribution. Right? Your task in this method is, Your task in this method is find out where the verb is. Became, right here, or you can connect with became interested. Able to, done. These are the verbs. We connected them. We understood them. These are the verbs. What your next task should be after task number 1, find the verb. Task number 2, if you don't know what verbs are, you should watch the grammar series which we have provided in the same place, and that will help you for sure. In the parts of speech video, everything is being explained in detail what verbs are and what are the types of it. So please go through that. Now, Mary was able to attend the Sorbonne. Now, second task in understanding this method is, after you understand the verb, create questions for yourself. Who became interested in what and when? So, who became, we should remember this, interested as well, because I said together, they are together, in what and when. Now, when you say this way, I don't need to remember everything in a sentence. I remember by giving the answer. Mary became interested in science when she was a child. Why am I asking you to remember? So the third one is to remember. So definitely after this, it'll be easier for you to remember. Let's take another example and I'll explain why am I asking you to do all this. Someone was able to attend somewhere because of someone or something. Someone was able to attend somewhere because of something. Now you can fill in the blanks in the someone and somewhat. And you don't have to remember this more than 1 minute maximum. Now let's explain why this verb method works and why do we need it. You have paragraphs, right, on different page, and you have questions or statements on the other page. The biggest time waster in this kind of questions in reading is turning pages. Turning pages takes a lot of time. So I go from question, I read the question, I don't even understand. I just read it here first. I'll go back to passage and try to find the information directly. When I found some information, relevant information, right, so what will I do? I'll say, oh, maybe I didn't understand the question itself. I'll go back to the question. You go back to the question and you try to find the information that you were missing. You understand the question now, come back again. This cycle or the circle goes on for at least thrice. The reason it goes on for thrice is you didn't understand the question or you didn't remember the question. This is very similar to what happens when you go to catch a train early. So let's say I am planning to go somewhere and I reach the train station half an hour early. I'll keep checking, in my pocket if I have my ticket and what's the name of number of my seat. Let's say B2 and some number 23. I'll keep checking it for every 15 minutes, and when I enter the train, I still will confirm. Why am I doing this? Don't I have a brain to remember it? Because I didn't focus. Same thing here. You do have brain, but for you, question is not important. Important is answer. But you forgot, without question, how would you provide answer? Like you keep forgetting the ticket, you keep forgetting the statement itself. And that is the reason you can't find the answer quickly. With the verb method, you can easily remember the whole statement, at least for 1 minute. If you think about it, who became interested in what and when, now you can answer it by yourself. See, without even looking, you can close your eyes and answer the question. This is how you should remember the statement just for 1 minute while you're solving the question, and then move ahead. Change your why and what's. And easily you can find information in the passage without even going even once, back to the question types. You understand how verb method can create an impact in your question types or in your reading test. This is my favorite method in reading, which saves a lot of time. Now, true or yes. What's the difference? I think you know what's the difference now. Fact-based and opinion-based. Yes, you're right. Let's see the difference between true and yes and how to find the answer. We have here true, right? Mentioned here. Marie Curie's husband was a joint winner of both Marie's Nobel Prize. I think we have seen this. It wasn't true. This one was true. We have seen that as well. So let's see the questions first. And we know this one was true. And what we're going to do is we'll try to find the answer now. So Mary was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. I suggest you get all the information in the question by remembering it. Someone was able to attend somewhere because of someone. Again, same thing. Mary was able to attend the Sorbonne because of her sister's financial contribution. Please try to match the information exactly it is provided. But expect paraphrasing. Right. Able to is equal to can. Could here. Was able to, that's why could, past of can. Somewhere they mention. And the reason was her sister's financial contribution. Now, if you read the last paragraph, I think it's apparently clear. In 1981, this promise was fulfilled and Mary went to Paris and began to study at Sorbonne. Sorbonne is here. You should get, ding, ding, ding. Okay, found it. She often worked far into the night and lived on little more than bread and butter and tea. She came first in the examination in physical science in 1893 and in 1894 was placed second in the examination. Now look, you see Sorbonne there, right? But still, you didn't find the information about her sister's financial thing, right? What to do now? In the first sentence itself, what did we see? In 1981, this promise, you see that what's happening here? This, that, and all these words are referring somewhere. Something earlier. That means answer is connected to something else. That is previous one. You understanding my point? Sometimes you don't find answer in the single sentence or two sentences. You have to understand logically that, we have this and that and which. That means answer might be a little bit previously, previous paragraph. Now we're going to read the previous paragraph. From childhood, Mary was remarkable for her prodigious memory and at the age of 16 won a gold medal on completion of her secondary education because her father lost his savings. Savings, we get a connection with financial contribution. Keep going. Through bad investment, she then had to take work as a teacher. Not information for us because then we never have to talk about teacher. From her earnings, she was able to finance her sister's Bronia's medical science studies in Paris on understanding that Bronia would in turn later help her to get an education. Right, you see that? She gonna later help her and this promise was fulfilled and Mary went to Paris. You see that? The connection between here and hence her contribution actually helped. Got it? So this is how you find true. It might not be present in a single sentence. One sentence might not have fulfilled, not even two, but how these sentences are connected to the next one or the previous one is the hint. If you're getting hints about Mary, her attending somewhere, or Sorbonne, or sister's financial contribution, all these are hints or let's say major information. These can help you to find the answer in the passage, but don't rely on a single sentence or don't rely on single wordings because they're mentioned here. These things will definitely help you. Okay, good. Now, what can be changed? This is a good question, because what we have is just change. We have a sentence here, right, from the passage, which we found as information, and we have a statement from the question. This is our question, this is our passage. Of course, I'm going to try to change the answer if I want to make it false or not given. So this change is important for us. So we have to think what can be changed. Now look here. Mary was able to attend the Sorbonne. Now till here we have one slot of information. One, you can call it one clause. Was not able to attend. Okay. Second, not marry somebody or different was, somebody else was able to attend. Or maybe in other university or other place. That means we can change these many things. Next, because of someone else financial contribution, we can say fathers. We can say instead of financial contribution, emotional support. So see how many things can change? Plenty. You have to pay attention on what can change. In order to do that, you understand what is there first in the question. Yeah. Now let's see what can change in this itself. Mary was able to attend, the place itself, some persons, and what kind of contribution. You see, 6 things can change this thing. Why do we need to understand the change? Because we have to understand the next thing, which is false and not given. This no or false versus not given is a nightmare for students. They come to me and say that we tried as hard as we can and still we got incorrect answer in this type. The first thing you should understand is if information is changed, then it's definitely no or false. Now, what is this information? We'll see that. If subject is changed, then it is not given. Now, we have 2 things. Information, subject. We'll see that what these things are. But if it is taking long to find, also not given. So 3 things which can help you quickly to find the answer. First is information, subject, and here time, taking long. Right. Let me explain what I mean by that. You see here, we have Marie Curie's husband was joint winner of both Marie's Nobel Prize. Who's subject? Here, Marie Curie's husband. Instead of husband, if I provide someone else, most probably it's not given because I didn't talk about that person. Information was a joint winner of both of these things. Joint winner of something. If I say it was single winner, then they are changing the information. Here it's the subject. You get my point clear? If I change the subject, it's not given. If I change the information, it's false. And if I can't even find that information or it is taking long, then it's definitely also not given. Remember these 3 things and try to solve them and see how the magic happens. Okay, I hope you understood these 3 things. I'm going to repeat again. Subject change, not given. Information change, false. If it's taking long or time is a trouble, then definitely not given. Or you can keep it as not given as a guess. Okay. Now, please expect synonyms and paraphrasing a lot in this kind of question. All the things that they are doing is just changing the sentence, but they're keeping the meaning if it is true. If you look at this, right, we have here one sentence, and in fact we have solved this one, last one. How many things did they change there? They changed able to attend, they changed financial contribution, they change of course they can't change the name, right? This is the way you find the information first, like we did. We tried to look for Sorbonne and we were in the last paragraph, but because of this we could lead somewhere else. So the names or the things they can't change are helping you to find the information, but other things they're gonna change, which will be definitely helpful if you think that there can be synonyms, there can be paraphrasing. Don't expect exactly same sentences or exact same words in the paragraph. You will be considered really, a gullible person, right? If you think this way. IELTS cannot be this easy. In fact, any exam cannot be this easy if they provide you direct answers. Okay, so expect this so that you can work on that. And that's the end of the chapter. I understand this is one of the longest question types to make clear about, but I tried my best. And now it's your responsibility to practice as much as possible. Make mistakes, bring your doubts. I have no problem solving them. In fact, the more doubts you provide, I think it's better for you. Please practice, and I wish you good luck. For now, have a good time. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.